Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. It's channel for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey of investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to look at the latest Congress updates for MMTLP and also looking at some important questions for the MMAT Metamaterials Board with regard to the corporate action for MMTLP, and we're also going to be looking at earnings for ticker symbol ORCL, also known as Oracle. So stay tuned for that. Before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first shout out here is to the PC Letter, who posted earlier breaking news with regard to the CPI inflation, and the rate rises to 3.2% above the expectation of 3.1%. So it is a little bit of bad news. The core CPI inflation fell to 3.8%, and this was above the expectations of 3.7%. So we're looking at the 35th consecutive month where inflation is above 3%, and it's also the second straight increase. In terms of the Fed, a pivot is becoming less likely. So if we have a look at the overall prediction in terms of how the market is reacting, so we can say that according to stock market news here, the market is now pricing in a 99% chance that Jerome Powell and the Fed will not cut interest rates next week. So I think that's almost a certainty. And in other news, from a crypto point of view, good news here. Bitcoin, Ethereum and many other crypto stocks are rallying, and I think Bitcoin did hit an all-time high in excess of $72,000 earlier today. So great news for everybody holding crypto. So in terms of the Congress updates, I can confirm that Don is currently in Washington DC, which is great news. So I believe his dates are March 11th to March 22nd. And we're also looking for help for you to reach out to your respective congressional representatives and senators and ask them to schedule a face-to-face meeting with Don. You can also reach out to Dr. Ed for this. So quick reminder there, and let's have a look at Don's latest post. And he states here he's already conducted one of the meetings and states here we are off. So what Jenna stated, who is I believe accompanying him, and she stated this is her view for most of the day, 10 steps behind Richie trying to catch up, and she had to the privilege to see the master at work. So great update there in terms of how we can obviously feel rest assured in terms of the commitment from Don, and he is certainly fighting for everybody to tell them our story of MMTLP. Let's now have a look at some of the important questions being asked to George Pallikaros and the Metamaterials Board. So shout out here to AK Dallas, who's posted with regard to this, and he stated, I would like answers from George on why the top quality Metamaterials legal team did not pull the S1 and did not redo it 2 weeks later, since the DTCC never sent the corporate action in time for brokers to close the shorts. Even after that, and even after the halt, they had time to do so. So why did the board vote no? So this is an important question. I don't believe we have had an answer to this. And what Shades has stated is, I understand that the board voted against pausing the spin out temporarily after the U3 halt, and that's when he lost confidence in them. So I don't believe we've had a comment from the board about this, but it would be interesting and important to get that. And he also goes on to say, when Clifton Dubios reported that the spin out was completed successfully, a few days later they knew everything was against them. So what AK Dallas has gone on to say is they would like to know if George or the board were given bad advice. So if they were, then obviously that would help to some extent, maybe exonerate them, but I don't believe that may be the case. But let's see what they say. And he also states here, in terms of pulling the S1, FINRA and the SEC, were they involved? At this point, it's exhausting. It's an exhausting fight. Obviously, I think that's speaking on behalf of the community, because most of us do not know the inside facts because they've not yet been shared. So NextBridge finally confirmed that FINRA wrote the MMTLP corporate action. So however, Nexbridge confirmed that, but we've not had any statements from Metamaterials board. And for clarification purposes, what Rare DD has stated again is something that I'm sure most of us know, and that is John Burden wanted to stop the process, but it was the board's decision not to. Whether or not George Palakas agreed with that, we don't know. And on a similar theme, one of the good guys has posted tagging in West Christian and also Metamaterials. He states here, we are past due for an update regarding the investigational activities surrounding the trading activities of Metamaterials and the U3 halt of MMTLP on December the 9th, 2022, way past due. This has not gone unnoticed. We need an update. So very strong words from the one of the good guys, and also words that I believe are correct and I agree with. So over to you, Metamaterials board, for an update that I believe we should be due right now. What I'm now going to do is have a look at the earnings and a potential new catalyst for tick symbol ORCL, also known as Oracle. So there was some good news, but before we look at the good news, let's have a quick reminder in terms of a company overview. So this is a company that was founded in 1977, headquartered in Texas, United States. It has in excess of 164,000 employees as of 2023, and it's in the area of business software, cloud computing, hardware consultancy, and I believe it's also going to be in the AI sector as well. So in terms of a statement from the CEO, we can see here he states, we are expecting to continue receiving large contracts reserving cloud infrastructure capacity because the demand for our Gen 2 AI infrastructures substantially exceeds supply. So that is an excellent statement, very, very positive and bullish for the company. He also goes on to say, we expect that 43% of our current $80 billion of remaining performance obligations will be recognized as revenue over the next 4 quarters. So again, great news there, and also great news for potential profit. But let's move on to have a look at earnings, and we can see here the stock was up quite significantly in the after hours, and also is currently up today as earnings topped the Wall Street expectations. So obviously the financial results for the Q3 were released, close of play on Monday, and the company did not disappoint investors. In terms of revenue, we're looking at $13.3 billion compared to the previous quarter of $13.2 billion expected. So revenue was up in excess of 7% year on year, which is an excellent figure. So the earnings per share was $1.41 versus the expected $1.37. So again, a significant beat there, and earnings per share was up 16% versus the same period. So overall, great news there. So I'm going to finish off here by giving a shout out here to the Earnings Whispers Twitter handle, who posted with regard to this, and the catalyst, or should we say the surprise here, is tick symbol with NVDA, Nvidia. So there is going to be some news. They are saying there could be a statement next week, and then also states here, in the meantime, they're building data centers at record levels. It may take 24 months to get these online. RPO is growing faster than revenue because they cannot meet demand. So great news here for Oracle, and it's also positioning them to be a high growth company for years, and once they have the capacity to grow, they will certainly accelerate. So we are also going on to say we're the only ones doing this, and we have no competitors. So a very, very strong statement there. Finally, I'm going to finish off by giving a shout out to the weekly watches for the previous week. So this is a review of some of the stocks that we called out. The best call that we had was tick symbol OCEA, and we added this as a potential squeeze stock, and that was up over 150% on the week. So congratulations to everybody who got in tick symbol OCEA. We also called out AIMD. That is a stock that we have been watching for a while. That was up over 83% on the Friday, and also up over 34% on the week. SMCI, again, another stock that we have been watching for a while, up 9.5%. I believe it's also doing quite well today. And in the previous week, at one point, it was also up in excess of 23%. So SG was another call that was up 11.4%. RIG up 4%. Plug, another call that we had, that was up 3.1%. TTSH, that was up 2.3% on the week after Monday's dip, and NKTR, that was down 6.1%. So not all calls are successful. So if you would like to get a copy of our daily stock alerts as well as our weekly watch list, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.